Chris Hoey. I've been asked to come up here today and talk a little bit about from the industry perspective. Now, what does the industry perspective mean? I think we've heard a lot this morning about the government, the drives overseas and some of the other things that are there. But let's face it, in this room we're not all CEOs, we can't change the structure, we're not politicians, we're engineers, we're customers and we're vendors. So when we talk about an industry perspective, I've made my presentation based on our jobs and the people in this room and how it affects us and what we can do, because we still have a responsibility to be innovative. So, why would be the first question. Why innovate? It's a question. I'm sure you're all here, and the fact that we've got such a fantastic turnout for this event, people know they have to. It was mentioned earlier, in 10 years, 40% of the Fortune 500 was replaced. We are becoming obsolete. The companies we work for are becoming obsolete if we don't continue to innovate. Think about some of the changes that we've seen in the market. I've picked a couple of examples here because there's a couple of reasons that innovation happens, and I bring home one major reason. I pick on Uber to start with. Who's used Uber? So there's a few people in the room, there's a few people, as Raf said, are against it, the way their business structure or whatever. But if you've used it, you've actually seen that they've changed customer expectations. Because customer expectations is what drives a lot of innovation. If you use it, you can see when the taxi's coming, you can see exactly where it is, it picks you up, they take a defined route, they can't take you on a crazy loop around, and you can get out without having to do the credit card swap, etc. It's simple, it's efficient, it's smart. And now customer expectations are driving the taxi companies to match it, come up with something like that. I pick on another local company that is doing fantastically in Australia, Domino's. They're now actually buying most of the Domino franchises in the rest of the world. And the reason? The CEO has just said that the Domino's, I treat it as an IT company, not a pizza company. They've removed the word pizza from their name. By installing complete front-end to back-end solutions where you can go online, you can have a customization of one, you can choose your own menu, and you can track that right through the oven, right through the driver, and right to your door. Whether the pizza's any good is irrelevant. My wife orders it anyway because she knows she can get the kids in the shower and be done before the driver gets there. So this company is also now, as I said, taking over that market. Sometimes it's through need. Local companies, Salmat, they were the largest mail house. They were, of course, mailing out the account statements for all the banks and the bills for all the water companies and things like that. But we don't do that anymore. So their whole market is crumbling and falling to pieces. So what they do is once again, they turn to IT. And now with this company, Salmat, if you want to deliver something, you go online, you click your distribution area, you upload your artwork, and within 10 minutes from your iPad, you've just distributed 27,000 mail-outs to a defined area, and you've been invoiced through PayPal. So, once again, coming up with new and innovative ways. Has anyone seen these? They're called a dash button, developed by Amazon. So on your washing machine, when you're running out of washing powder, you just push the button and it immediately goes through your Wi-Fi system and updates the Amazon order, and it will be delivered to your door. And of course, that's how lazy people are getting, because expectations are, I shouldn't have to go and write that down on my shopping list and sit down and do it. So once again, customer expectations are driving. I like the selection of buttons they've got there because they could make it into one button called a good day. So what we need to think about is that the world is changing. We're becoming obsolete, and of course we have to be scared of the little guys who will take our markets if we're not careful. So innovation, it's really easy. You can see, I love this slide. We just push the button and we're innovative. It's done. It's a very simple solution. Well, let's come back to our industry. Now, I've just put up a small plant here, just a processing plant. Could be making small goods, milk, cream, anything. So, obviously, hosted here by the Profibus Association, we can put a complete network through this plant. And look at this, it's fully connected, we've got multiple networks, we've got intrinsically safe links, we've got it, and it's all done. But this isn't where it stops for automation engineers anymore. So the people in this room, we need to say, okay, most of us haven't even achieved this part yet, that we have a fully integrated plant. But of course, these integrations in the future are going to have much stronger links to the ERP systems, much stronger links to the cloud for condition monitoring, for advanced diagnostic systems, to third parties, for suppliers, and making sure that the goods will be arriving at your manufacturing facility, to internal systems where we spoke about proxies, where you can actually communicate with weighing systems and all sorts of things that are in your plant that aren't on a network, to mobile systems for adaptive logistics and tracking, and even direct customer interface, because for sure, if Domino's can do it with their pizza, your customer will probably also want to be able to track his production order right throughout your facility, and that will need to connect with your system. So think about this. Customer integrated engineering, batch size 1 or mass customization, cyber physical systems, supply chain integration, advanced diagnostics, adaptive logistics. These are to name just a few of the issues that are going to be landed in your tables. Whether you're an engineer, a vendor, or a customer, they're going to land on your table in the coming years. So right about now, I've scared you when you're saying, how can we do this? I'm an engineer. I've got only 40 hours or 50 hours in a week that I can spend. How am I actually going to achieve this solution? Well, I've penned a new word which I would like everyone to take. It's called Combinnovation. Most of the innovations we spoke about before, there was nothing new done by Uber, nothing new done by the dash button from Amazon or the pizza tracker from Domino. They used existing technologies, existing core competences, and it's how they mixed them and blended them to come up with solutions to customer expectations. Comes that word again, customer expectations. So we need to do the same with our jobs and our processes. Combinnovation is about combining with teams and groups, maybe like the Profibus Association, maybe like suppliers, vendors, whoever can help you achieve your goals. So, no matter what side of the fence you're on, we need to understand our core competences. We need to use the tools. They exist in the marketplace today, because whether we call it Industry 4.0 or whatever, it's not a switch we can flick and all of a sudden turn it on. These will be done in steps upon steps upon steps over time. Knowledge is freely available. There are people that can help us at all parts of our process and what we do. And our job is to combine it all, to utilise those networks that we create that can develop and create something new. So, with Combinnovation, I've now looked at it from two sides to the story. First, let's have a look at from the vendor perspective. So if you're a vendor sitting in the room, what does it mean to you? What are you going to have to change to be able to do this? Any vendor that's not moving from product to solutions is going to be wasting their time, because the customers are interested in coming up with solutions. We need to move from promotion to education. We are the purveyors. As people said, I think Carsten said, we are, we've got all the technology. We can actually lead there, but we need to be able to train our customers and create for them, I suppose, what they know. We need to change from price to value. So we should be creating value. And the last point to me is very interesting. The vendors need to have a crystal clear understanding of the customer's goals. I would even go so far as to say that every vendor should be thinking of your customer's customer. How I can come up with solutions that will even help his business grow. Because if we can't do that, we're just supplying product and we're part of the problem. If I take it from the customer perspective, because let's be honest, customers also have to change with this process. They need to think beyond the problem at hand. You need to really be thinking, what is the major goal I'm trying to achieve here? They need to continually seek education. If we close the door and don't learn from our suppliers, our industry associations, our universities, we will become stale and we will become lost. With the vendors, they need to move from parent-child to partner. Select vendors that can support you and can help you develop, and partner with them for real solutions. And as I said with the vendors, they need to make decisions based on their customers as well. Instead of saying, this is my plant and this is what I need to do so that as the engineer I can go home, they need to be thinking, will this help my customers? Will this make my company better be able to suit my customers' expectations? So, is innovation as simple as a push button? We all know, absolutely not. But with Combinnovation, combining with the networks and the teams, the industry associations, the universities, the groups, we can work closer together, and you can build the networks that will be able to deliver the change that will take us towards Industry 4.0 or Industrial Internet of Things. I quickly put this up just to make a point. This is one of Gartner's, I think calls it a hype, but it's interesting because it's expectations. That word comes up again over time. Technology comes as a wave. It comes in waves. I don't expect you to read all that. There's multiples of these. But I'll bring it back to a wave like we have here in Sydney. Technology is coming like a wave. And if you've ever caught a wave, you need to be ready. You need to have the right tools, and you need to be in front of it, and you need to be paddling like hell. Then you can catch the wave, ride it gracefully with people admiring how fantastic you are, all the way into shore. If you're not ready and you're dead in the water when the innovation wave comes, because it surely will, then it will pass you by, you'll be left there behind it, and you can swim like mad, but you'll never catch it. And that's what we have to make sure we don't do. So we need to use Combinnovation to meet our customers' expectations, to build networks, get in front of that wave, and start swimming like mad. Even if it feels futile, do it, because the wave will take you along with it. Thank you.